No success in the world can compensate for failure in the home. That's why Club Wealth was founded, to help driven, successful, and busy real estate agents like you double their business while building a strong, balanced home life. Join us each week as high-producing agents and team leaders share their stories and unpack the principles and systems they've used to double, triple, and even quadruple their business while enjoying greater quality of life. And now, here's the latest episode of Club Wealth TV.
Hello, everybody. Michael Hellickson here with Club Wealth. We are listen, 100 leads in 2 days. Guaranteed. 100 leads guaranteed in 2 days. How many of you want that? If you're not tracking with me yet, you're in the wrong business. Like, seriously, leads are the lifeblood of your real estate business, any business for that matter. But we're talking specifically today to real estate agents about how they can get a guaranteed 100 leads in 2 days. So anybody on the planet that needs more leads right now, you need to be listening to what we're going to be talking about today. I'm here with Mr. Scott Pierce of Listings to Leads. Let me tell you, man, this is, we've said forever that this is the best technology on the market for the dollar. There's not a more cost-effective technology or lead source out there that you can use besides Listings to Leads. And so we're going to be talking about that today. And of course, we've got Coach Angie Cody, who's been a Club Wealth coach for a long time now, since back when we were writing contracts on stone tablets, which only Angie and I would know about. And Luigi, he's done that too. I'm just kidding. Angie's like half our age. So that said, Coach Angie's been around the block with us a few times, knows this stuff, and nobody at Club Wealth knows Listings to Leads better than Coach Angie, and she uses it with a high degree of success. So here's what's happening. I want you to tag somebody in the post, in the feed right now. I want everybody to tag someone in the feed right now that needs more leads. And I'm telling you guys, I hope you're paying close attention, because here's the deal. This is a guaranteed. We are literally going to guarantee 100 leads in 2 days, or we're going to give you 100% of your money back. And let me share with you what we're doing. We're doing an event. This is going to be our first Done With You workshop in Seattle. This is going to be a live in-person workshop in Seattle in August. Do we have those dates, guys? What are the actual dates?
August 20th and 21st.
Okay, let's find out here. I got to pull up my link for it as well. So we're going to go to clubwealth.com/L2L workshop. Clubwealth.com/L2L workshop. That's going to get you to the landing page for the workshop. So for those of you that would like to join us, that's where you're going to go. And let me just tell you, when you do, you're going to get 100 leads guaranteed in the 2 days that you're with us. We're going to implement funnels so that they're going to keep bringing you leads over time. So your cost per lead is just going to keep going down, 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 down. It's going to get more and more and more and more affordable. And this stuff is going to be done during the workshop. It's going to literally be completely done for you, or I should say with you, live. And so there's not going to be any excuse to not have a ton of leads. So very excited. So what we're going to do today is we're going to share with you today some tips that Coach Angie and Scott have on how you can use Listings to Leads more efficiently and more effectively to bring in business right now. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to start tagging some people in the post. And I want to throw a real quick shout out to our sponsor, WiseHire. For those of you that aren't already using WiseHire, you need to be. Fantastic platform. We go to clubwealth.com/WiseHire for that. And we get a discount for you guys on WiseHire. I use them for recruiting, both for our Club Wealth team. And as you know, we're just shy of 100 people on the Club Wealth team right now. So we use it for recruiting for that. We use it for recruiting for our expansion teams. I think, Angie, you're using it for your business as well.
Yes, I sure am.
Yeah, I mean, like virtually all of our coaches, not every single one of them, but almost all of our coaches are using both WiseHire and Listings to Leads. So check them out. But before I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Before I do, just one more time, you guys go to clubwealth.com/L2L workshop so that you can join us. We've got literally only 15 seats for this workshop in Seattle. It's going to be done with you workshop. It's 2 days. It's going to be a ton of fun. You're going to get to hang out at Club Wealth World headquarters with me, with Scott, with Coach Angie. It's going to be in August. The weather's beautiful here in August. Seriously, it's the best time in the world to visit Seattle is in August. And we're going to guarantee that you get 100 leads in the 2 days you're going to be here with us. or we'll give you 100% of your money back. So can't lose anything there. So Scott and Angie, take it away.
Okay, so I always say this in the classes that I teach for you, Michael, in Club Wealth. The first thing, you have to set up your profile and you have to get all your listings syndicated so they auto post to your social media sites. So that way it's working for you when you're out on appointments, things like that. So that's like the first thing that I highly recommend people do. Now, what I do after that, whenever I get a new listing, I'm always promoting that listing via either the listings to leads link, the actual auto post, or I like to trick my social media audience a little bit and I'll use the actual link, but I'll use like pictures. So my audience on social media thinks it's two different posts. So they're going to click different links because, you know, the listings to leads is going to have your actual banner. And I don't want people thinking I'm always posting the same thing. So that's a way that we get leads as well. And my whole team will post the link, like if it's 123 mainstreet.bestlisting.com, whatever the address is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I love it. So you get the team involved because obviously that's going to help you in the algorithm, right? So the more engagement you get on the post, the more Facebook assumes it's an interesting post and wants to promote it to others. So that's good news. All right, so what are the posts? So first of all, you talk about the syndication. Now, this is important. You know, and people, I think, take syndication for granted. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, syndication is really simple, right? It's basically we're going to post this one time and we're going to make it feed to all kinds of different places so that we get those listings out there in as many places as possible. Now, the reason this is important is both because it generates traffic for you, but also because it allows us, when we're talking with the sellers on our listing appointments, we need to be able to show our sellers that, hey, look, we're going to expose your home to as many or more people as any other agent on the planet possibly can. Here's how. And so it becomes a part of your listing presentation, particularly if you're dealing with somebody highly analytical that really needs to see the marketing that you're doing. So I'm glad to hear you're doing that. Go ahead, Scott. What were you going to add?
And it also, it will auto post to LinkedIn. I mean, a lot of people don't utilize LinkedIn. So, I mean, that's an awesome tool too. And it creates a YouTube video. And we know how important video is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in fact, one of the new things that with our YouTube videos is that we got the ability to so that YouTube video, when it gets produced, it can actually be put into the single property website and virtual tours automatically so that the agent can promote a virtual open house. It might be a slideshow of the photographs, but it's pretty slick and it's got some built-in buyer and seller lead capture. So the YouTube video has a persistent footer along the bottom. And the cool thing is it's got the text information so people can text, 1234 to 25678 to get all the photos, details, and everything, which is awesome, especially if they see the video on YouTube. But it's also got some seller lead capture right in the YouTube video in the persistent footer. So the entire video for your listing has seller lead capture built into it automatically.
Okay, so hold on. Here's what I want to know. So how long does it take me to set this all up? How long does it take me to, if I go get a listing today, I mean, it sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like I got to go in and, spend a lot of time on this. How much time from start to finish does it take once I get that listing to have it syndicated to LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and have these persistent footers, which, there's language people don't hear a lot. Persistent footer sounds like either a soccer player or somebody with athlete's foot. I'm not sure. But tell us more. How long does this take?
Angie, I'll let you talk. You're the user. I'm just the CEO here.
What? Okay. I mean, so everything auto-populates from your MLS. So it's doing it for you. So say you put in a listing at 9 a.m. It's probably going to be into all of those different avenues within an hour, maybe 2 hours tops. But you're not doing it yourself. It's auto-posting from the actual MLS.
Yeah.
And what's nice about that, too, is when you have a price correction, it's going to auto-post new price in Knoxville. When you post an open house from the MLS, it's going to create another listings to lead post, open house in Knoxville. So it's always creating posts for you whenever you have a change in your listing.
Yeah. And then the other thing, and the same is true when you do if you're the selling agent, right, on a listing. That's one of the opportunities I think a lot of people miss is promoting those listings where they were the selling agent to get that out there because those generate some really good seller leads. And again, just more branding and more marketing for people. So yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I mean, I seriously, I think, you know what they say, right? Opportunity is missed by most because it comes dressed in overalls and looks a lot like work, right? Well, here we are. We're talking about a really easy, you like that one? It's good, right? But here's a really easy one. I mean, this is not even a lot of work. I mean, so Angie, how long does it take to set that up? Like literally the process of, because you said that, you know, it's going to pull from your MLS and all that. How like, do I just set it up one time and it pulls all my listings, or do I have to set each listing up?
Just one time.
Just one time. So I literally set it up one time, and any listing I take, it's going to pull. What's that?
It's a no-brainer.
Well, so how long does it take to set that up?
So, okay, you signed up for listings to leads. Now you're going to go into set up your profile. You're going to link it with your MLS. Maybe it's going to take you 30 minutes, and it's going to take you a little bit longer because you're probably not going to know like AngieCodyRealtor.com, Facebook, or whatever it is. You know, or your LinkedIn passwords. Sometimes you got to remember your password, so it might take you a little bit longer.
So the older we are, the longer it takes. But but even still,
took me an hour.
Okay, but in an hour, go ahead, Scott.
Well, I'll say remember your LinkedIn password can be the longest part of it, because who remembers the LinkedIn password?
Right.
So yeah, that can take, that's the most aggravating part of the whole thing sometimes.
Okay, but let me see if I understand this right. So basically what you're saying is you spent an hour setting this up, and after spending that hour setting it up, now it automatically pulls all your open houses, it pulls all your listings, it pulls all your sales, your price reductions, pulls all that stuff automatically and promotes them for you.
Yes.
And you actually get leads off that.
All the time, all day long.
That sounds like the perfect lazy man's way to get a bunch of leads.
Well, they say realtors can be lazy at times.
Dude, this makes lazy sound like a good thing, though. I like it. I mean, this is fantastic. Okay, so now, by the way, at the workshop, and for those of you that are just tuning in, we're going to be doing a 2-day done with you intensive Club Wealth workshop with Scott and Angie Coach Angie, in Seattle. Where you get to come to Club Wealth World headquarters, and we're going to do all of this with you, and we're going to make this happen for you at that event, and we're going to guarantee that in the 2 days that you're with us, not only are you going to have an awesome time, but you're going to get 100 leads guaranteed during that 2 days before you even leave. During the 2 days, you're going to get 100 leads in your market, in your CRM, from listings to leads, or we'll give you 100% of your money back. You got nothing to lose. And oh, by the way, now once it's all set up, which, by the way, we're not just setting this one thing up. We're going to set up a whole bunch of different things, a whole bunch of different funnels, a whole bunch of different ways that you're going to bring business in. And once it's all set up, it's automated. So it's going to continue to bring you leads, and you're not going to have to pay, you know, Realtor.com or Zillow or whatever. I'm not saying that you should stop, you know, if you're already buying those leads. I'm not suggesting you stop buying them. I'm just saying that this is going to bring you another lead source. And not only that, it is arguably the best ROI on leads that you're going to get in this industry. And we're going to automate 99% of it. Like, you guys, this is crazy. So give us another strategy, Angie or Scott, give us another strategy for how we can use listings to leads to make a ton of money.
So, you know, I just mentioned all the social media avenues. Listings to Leads has an awesome print marketing section as well that I am actually doing this morning. So whenever one of my listings goes under contract, they've got these awesome letters that are just the click of a button that says, just wanted to let you know, 123 Main Street just went under contract, is scheduled to close soon. It's going to affect the value of your property. Want to know the property value of your home? Type in this web address. And that's how I'm generating seller leads. So I'm sending them out to the neighborhood of the listing that just went under contract.
All right, so hold on. First of all, before I forget, everybody that's watching this, I want you to type in right now, are you using listings to leads? If you're already using it, type in yes, using listings to leads, or not yet using listings to leads. I want to know what our audience is doing right now. Are you guys using it or not? So second of all, Angie, give us some numbers. I want to know on these seller leads, how much, what is it costing you per seller lead roughly?
Oh, Michael, I'm bad about tracking.
I know you are. Come on, Coach Lindsay. We need to know the numbers. People want to know exactly what's the ROI on this stuff. So give us just a ballpark. You know, like how much money are you spending promoting these ads? How often are you getting leads from each one? So we can just kind of work the numbers backwards, figure out what's our cost per lead roughly.
Okay, so open house ads, I spend $10. My letters, if the neighborhood has 100 homes, the postage, the sheet of paper that I'm printing it on, that's not that much. How often am I getting a new listing off of this? I get 1 to 2 per quarter, and that's basically with me not doing hardly anything.
Okay, so hold on. So basically what you're doing is you're promoting it. You're doing a boosted post for $10, and then you're sending out some postcard or some letters. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so how many letters are you sending out each time?
At least 100, depending on the size of the neighborhood.
And no more than how many?
The most I've ever sent out was 250.
Okay. And so let's just call it even an average of 200, which is probably high. That's $200 per listing, right? So, and you said you're getting 1 new listing out of this per quarter.
At least.
How many times are you doing this per quarter? Well, yeah, at least 1 new one. How many times are you doing this per quarter?
I'm a heavy listing agent, so I do get a lot of listings. So let's say I'm sending out for 10 listings a quarter. So
okay, so you're doing this 10
that's
times.
probably low, but just say easy math is 10.
Okay, so you're spending about $2,100 on this per quarter, which gives you a ton of marketing on your listings. And then you're saying you're getting at least 1 new listing out of it per quarter. So at the very, very least, you're spending $2,000 to get a listing. Your average commission on your market is how much?
Well, I just had one close on Friday that came from a letter that was a little over 10,000.
Little over $10,000. So you're getting at least a 5x ROI on it, and that's at least. And if you get 2 listings in a quarter on it, you're getting a 10x ROI on it, which is ridiculous ROI. And by the way, we're talking about listings. We're not even talking about the spin-off buyer business that you get out of this and the other ways that you get to leverage this. In fact, if one of the things that I think is highly underrated on this that I don't think people think about enough is the recruiting that happens because of this. Because the more listings you have out there, the more people see your name, and the more they're seeing all your regular marketing that you're doing on Facebook. That's going out to all the agents in your area as well. And so all of a sudden now they see a lot of activity happening over there on the Angie Cody team, and they're saying to themselves, well, what is going on over there? Maybe I need to see what she's doing that we're doing.
Exactly what's happening to me on the 16th. I have a closing, and it was a result of the listing I just mentioned. That was a little over 10,000. It was an expired listing. They contacted me because of a result of them getting my letters, seeing my signs, my directional. So it was a combination of everything their other realtor wasn't doing.
Yeah.
And I got their home sold in 11 days over.
That's freaking huge. Scott, go ahead. I can see you're itching to share something. Go for it. Let's hear it.
Actually, I want to give Angie a little bit of a tip if you're not doing this yet, which is if you can get all the phone numbers into an auto dialer for the neighborhood that you're sending the letter to, and then call them up like 4 to 5 days after you send the letter, and just do like a little customer service call. Hey, just want to make sure you got the information about the listing in your neighborhood. Let me know if you have any questions, that type of thing. And that can really bring in a lot more leads.
You're exactly right. And we just had that talk at our sales meeting today because I've got a couple newer agents that are looking for different ways to get leads. So that's what we're going to implement.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because we're dropping the ball on that end. And I realized that I just didn't have the people to do it for me. Yep.
Well, and here's the thing, I've always said I don't mail anything unless I'm going to call behind it. And because the reality is, if I just mail, I might, if I'm lucky, get a 1% return, depending on what I'm mailing and who I'm mailing to and how I'm mailing it. There's ways to improve that. But if I'm calling behind it, mailing it, I can get anywhere from a 4 to 10% connect rate, which is.
Yeah, if you throw them into an auto dialer,
Yeah, that's huge. That's great stuff.
And I realized that I was missing that piece, of it.
Well, and again, it gives you another touch point, right? Especially if you're farming an area, it gives you another touch point with them. It's very low key. Hey, just wanted to make sure you knew that we just put so-and-so's house in the market right around the corner.
It's not a sales call. You're not pressuring. It's not going to come over and sell your house. You know what I mean? It's chill out. Yeah.
Well, and then here's the next big piece, and I love this. People, it's funny because people that like to criticize open houses like to say, oh, well, all you get is nosy neighbors. Good. Nosy neighbors are fantastic because guess what nosy neighbors have? They have a house, and guess what? Someday they may want to sell. And so I love nosy neighbors at open houses. So talk to us about your open house strategy, Angie, because you are crushing. And as soon as I say open houses, everybody's like, oh, but Michael, it's COVID and oh my gosh, and we can't possibly do an open house and we're all going to, I mean, come on. Give me the reality. What does this look like? I mean, obviously you're doing virtual open houses. Obviously there's going to come a time, if you're not already doing so, there's going to come a time where you're going to do more in-person open houses again. You'll just do them safely, right? So tell us what you're doing for open houses and how you're using listings to leads to really leverage those and maximize them.
Okay. So we're back doing open houses. Thank goodness. But in person.
Fantastic. Okay. And
again, the nosy neighbors, I love nosy neighbors because they are kind of really checking on you to see how you're promoting that property and how would you represent their home if you had it listed.
That is absolutely right. And when you handle it with class, guess what? They assume you're world class and you're going to handle their property the same way. So I love it.
And the one that I just mentioned, I had closed one a couple months ago on the same street. And those people, when I said it was a combination of all my marketing, they had noticed how I did my open houses versus what their agent had done in the past. So what I do as far as to get more traffic to my open houses, get buyer leads, is I've tested this. I don't know if it's legit, but in my world, it's legit. I will always post the listings to leads open house link on Fridays between like 5 and 6. And I run it for just 24 hours. I'm spending $10. The reason why I do it right around 5 or 6 is because people are getting home from work. They know they don't have to work in the morning. They've got more time on social media, so they're going to see my ad. Saturdays, it's running all day, so they have more time to look at social media, so they're going to see my Facebook ad. Whoever is doing that open house responds to all of our buyer leads on Saturday or Friday night, whenever they're coming in to say, hey, I saw you checked out 123 Main Street. Can't wait to see you at the open house tomorrow from 1 to 4. So the open house comes around. If they don't show up, then Monday morning, we're reaching back out to them. Oh, I'm so sorry you couldn't make it to 123 Main Street. Would love to show you the house. Is today at whatever time or tomorrow is good. Then we put them into our CRM, which is FirePoint, put them on a safe search based on the criteria of 123 Main Street, and then we put them on a drip campaign. And then it's just that slow nurture process like any other type of lead.
Yep.
All right, that's fantastic. Hey, by the way, I'm going back through these comments. I'm reading some of these comments that people are putting in here, and I'm seeing that a lot of people watching. We've got some wonderful people, like several of our coaches. I see Coach Kelly Jackson is on. I see Coach Etienne is on. I think I saw Coach Neil Lawson was on here as well. And I know all of you, all 3 of the coaches that I've noticed commented so far. Actually, I see a bunch of our other coaches are also on, like Coach Angie Kantz and Justin Stevens, several of our coaches. All of them that I'm aware of are using listings to leads. So the question I have is, why aren't you yet? And I'm seeing a lot of comments in here, people that aren't using it yet. And you guys probably just haven't been exposed to it yet. Maybe you didn't realize how amazing it is. And look, I can't say enough. We don't promote stuff at Club Wealth unless we know it freaking works. So you guys, you have to understand that. There's no matter. We have companies all the time that want to pay us a ton of money to promote their company. And we test them out. We have a process we put them through. We have a vetting process. It's very stringent. And we select very privately and very anonymously. So the coaches don't know who's going to get selected, but we select coaches that are going to vet the product, make sure that it works. And then, and only then will we even consider promoting a product. And we have companies all the time that offer us tens of thousands of dollars to promote their product. And it does, and we just don't believe it works. And we're like, just pound sand, like, we love you, but no, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to promote it to my clients if I don't know that it works. You guys, and Coach Kelly just nailed it. She's like, L2L is legit. It is. Like, dollar for dollar, you're not getting a better ROI anywhere on lead generation. And I'm not just saying that because the freaking CEO, Scott Pierce, Man of the Year, is on the call with us here. By the way, you are running for president, I understand. Is that correct?
Oh, yes.
You really should.
Oh, yeah.
But
I got nothing. Listening to leads, we're good.
Dude, it freaking works. You guys, you need to get it. So here's what I want you, and we get a deal for you guys. We get a discount for all you guys that are watching right now. Because look, I'm gonna call it what it is. Aubrey in our office, man, she's a hardcore negotiator. She beat Scott up hardcore until he gave her a really good discount. So look, you're gonna go to www.clubwealth.com/L2L. Clubwealth.com/L2L. I just put it in there. Go there right now. Get signed up. I can't remember how much it is a month with the discount, but it's freaking pennies. If you look at it's literally less than the cost of a latte a day. Literally, like if all you did 5 days a week was go out and get a latte, you're going to spend more money on that than you will on listings to leads, and it's not going to bring you a return. All it's going to do is make you maybe a little agitated and keep you awake at night. Like literally, like get listings to leads. All right, so we've got some great strategies here. Go ahead, Scott. You're going to add something.
Oh, no. I was just going to say, one of the new things that we just added recently was the ability for all of our single property websites and virtual tours to qualify for seller leads as well. Do you own a home? Do you need to sell before you buy? So when you're doing your coming soon, your open houses, Angie, you're going to start seeing now the lead notifications coming through, and that's going to let you know if that buyer lead owns a home and if they need to sell. So that'll be coming through. Also, any type of video people have, any type of video. If you're not sure how to use it in listings to leads, send it to our support people. Let them help you get that video into listings to leads. And then also the virtual Zoom, if you're doing any virtual Zoom showings, we've got landing pages that you can use for that as well. So get in our mastermind group, we can talk about the virtual Zoom showings. If you're still doing that. Are people still doing the virtual Zoom showing?
Yeah. People are still doing them.
Yeah, I think, yeah. It'll be interesting to see over the next few months how that works, I think.
Here's my hunch. I think, and this is why we're doing the listings to leads Done With You workshop in Seattle. I think people are itching to get face-to-face again. I think really want that community. They really want to get connected with people. Yeah. And I'm seeing that, people are really going out of their way to get back in the office, to get, like teams. So. You look at the teams out there. Our team was super anxious to get. We just finally, yesterday was our first day back in the office, and everybody on our team was super excited about it. And we had a great day. And I can already see like just the difference in culture. Oh my gosh, I can't begin to tell you the impact it has on culture. And you think about how that impact that has on teams. Think about what that does for buyers and sellers. You guys. I think I speak for everybody. And tell me if you're wrong. If you think I'm wrong, I'd love for you to type this in. Tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Everybody type in, Michael's right or Michael's completely wrong. Well, he's either off his rock or he's right about this. Here's what I'm going to say. I really believe that every single salesperson on this call sells better face-to-face than they do over the phone. If you agree with that, type in Michael is 100% correct or type in Michael's absolutely off his rocker. I want to see what you guys think. I really do believe that, though, that as agents, we sell better face-to-face than we do voice-to-voice, and particularly when we're in person. So my goal is get you guys face-to-face with these people as quickly as humanly possible, and you'll up your income. And so that being said, and also for those of you that are using L2L already, type in the comments, what are you doing to use it? First of all, do you like it? Is it working for you? Second of all, what are you doing to use it at a high level? I see Coach Neil Lawson says, L2L is a game changer. You can't get better ROI on anything in real estate, especially if it's free through your team, which, by the way, most of our team leaders are providing this for their teams now. I see that Lauren on our team in Chicago is watching, and we're not using it in Chicago. And I'll tell you the reason why is because we got so many leads coming in. We can't freaking bring any more leads so we get some agents coming in. So here's what I need. I need to use it for recruiting tool because I have got to get more agents on that team. And I'm telling you guys, when we do, the first thing we're going to be implementing is listings to leads. I'm telling you guys, this stuff freaking works. Dave Woodson says, duh, with face as pretty as mine. I love you, Dave.
I love him.
I know, isn't he the best? All right. So, and then Sammy Cook says, you're correct, but I've learned that Zoom is a happy medium. I get that. I don't disagree that, that in the absence of the ability to get in-person physical present with somebody, Zoom is the next best thing. I 100% agree. Sure. That's why we went to so much expense and lengths to link Zoom to Club Wealth University. That being said, nothing is quite the same as getting face-to-face in person. Now, before you jump in, Scott, I know you've got something else you want to share. Before you do, I want to remind people the workshop, we're guaranteeing you that you're going to get 100 leads in 2 days when you come to the workshop, and we're going to set this stuff up so that it's on autopilot for you going forward. And it's just going to keep spitting out leads for you. And the way that you're going to get signed up for that workshop is you're going to go to clubwealth.com/L2L workshop. That's clubwealth.com/L2L workshop. And I'm telling you, I'll be there. Coach Angie will be there. Scott Pierce, the CEO of, look, if all you got was the ability to mastermind network with the three of us and the other rock star agents that are going to be there, and you get to come to the Club Wealth office, you get to see headquarters, you get to see how it's laid out. Look, people pay $10,000 a day to literally just come in and have us teach them everything in our systems and all that. You're going to get to do this for $1,847. I'm telling you guys, you are crazy if you don't get signed up for this thing. And then we're going to take you out to dinner each night. We're going to take you downtown. We're going to show you the downtown Seattle. It's beautiful. We'll take you down to the Pike Place Market. We'll eat our way through the market very safely, of course. So it's a great time. You got to be there. Scott, go ahead.
The last thing I'm going to mention is talking about the just sold video. So I talked about doing the just sold listings where you're the selling agent, right? And there's a lot of missed opportunity there. But, talk about when you sell a listing, and it might be after the contingencies are removed, or you might wait until after the listing actually closes escrow. But think about doing a video, right? Think about doing a video that talks just about, if nothing else, if you're the listing agent, talk about the marketing you did. Did you have multiple offers? Did it sell above asking? Right? Just talk a little bit about how you got that listing sold. If you're the selling agent, right, you can still do a video and talking about how you help people buy their home and all that kind of good stuff. But using video in that way, I think is such an awesome way of doing it, because it's not anything that Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia has. It's completely custom to you, and you can get those into listings to leads. You can add them to your listings to leads, single property websites, and virtual tours. You can do ads, right, using that video as well. And when you have that video inside of listings to leads, it's got all the automated lead capture, same as everything else. So you can really use that video to increase your branding, but also to generate even higher quality seller leads, because all that stuff has seller lead capture wrapped around it once you get it into listings to leads. So, get with us, get in our mastermind group. We're talking about that kind of stuff all the time. Would be happy to help you out with that.
Well, and I'll tell you what, when you come to the workshop, the Done With You workshop in Seattle, again, the link is right here in the post. It's clubwealth.com/L2L workshop. When you come to the workshop, we have not only one, not two, but I kid you not, we have 3 full-blown studios at Club Wealth headquarters where you can record that video that Scott's talking about. You can literally record them right here during the workshop. So there's no excuse not to have it done. It's super simple. It'll get implemented. It'll get done. And away you go. And now you're making money, and you didn't have to think about it. You got away from your chaos in your office for a little bit.
You know what? I'm going to help them with a script. So if they don't know what to say, I'll help you with a script. I will let you know that you'll probably hiccup, burp, laugh, who knows what as you're doing it. It'll probably take you 10 to 15 times. You just keep a good attitude. You knock it out in 15 to 20 minutes. The second and third time you do this kind of stuff, it gets quick and easy. But we'll get you started. We'll get you through it, and we'll get it into listings to leads and up on social media.
Yeah, this stuff's awesome. I love it, you guys. I'm super stoked about it. All right, so Coach Angie, before we have Scott talk about AI, and I really want to have the AI conversation, because one of the things that, Scott, I think you've done to disrupt this lead generation market, that's kind of, I'll be honest with you, I think it's got some of the other companies out there a little pissed off because Scott implemented, and I remember you told me this about a year ago. You told me what you're going to implement before you did it. And I said, man, I mean, everybody else is charging, $1,500 or $2,000 a month and more for what you're doing. And Scott's like, yeah, we're just going to do it for free inside our platform. We're just going to give it to our clients. And I'm like, are you freaking crazy? Like, you're sitting on a gold mine. You're literally just going to give it to your clients. And he's like, yeah, I think we're just going to give it to our clients. Like, what the heck? Okay, so he's going to tell us about that in just a second. Before he does, Angie, give us one more strategy that you use that works really well for you with listings to leads that we'll get to learn at the workshop. And then, Scott, I want you to tell us about this AI and exactly what it does, how it works, and how in the world you're able to deliver that for less than $40 a month included in the platform. So, Angie, go ahead.
Okay, so I love their landing pages that they have that will auto post for you. Like I'm currently running one, new construction homes in Knoxville. I'm also running one, down payment assistance. So I love that those will auto post for me. I don't have to think about it, and I'm getting leads from that as well.
And you didn't have to hire anybody to do all this either.
No.
Like I'm so all in. You guys write these 3 things down. Everybody grab a pen, write this down. There's 3 things I want you to write down. Automate is number 1. Like literally anything in your business that needs to be done more than once, you should be automating it. This is so important that I have 2 full-time people on my staff dedicated to nothing but automation. I want you to think about that. I pay 2 full-time people to automate everything we can in our business. So, and you don't need to do that, right? And I'm talking about our coaching business. You don't need to do that in your sales business. You can do what Angie's done using listings to leads. You can automate so much of this. And then you use your CRM to automate whatever listings to leads can automate. And it's game freaking over. Like you guys, like this is huge. So write this down, automate. Second thing I want you to write down is delegate. And the third thing is eliminate. Now I want you to think about this for a second. So everything we can, we're going to automate. If we can't automate it, we're going to hire somebody else to do it for us, right? Like I'm telling you guys, this is the secret to running not only a successful team, but running a business that allows you to have a life, a business that allows you to make more money than you ever dreamed possible without having to work 24/7 to do it. It's automate, delegate, eliminate. So I'm going to delegate everything I can. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to outsource my TC work. And then eventually when I have enough business coming in, I'm going to bring that TC in-house and make them not only my TC, but my assistant as well. Then I'm going to start hiring buyer agents. And all this while, by the way, we'll have been hiring buyer agents, and eventually we'll hire listing agents. And eventually when we get really big, we'll start hiring showing assistants and ISAs. And there's so many layers to this where we can really segment the workflow. But just understand at the very base of it is hiring an assistant. And then I'm going to eliminate, right? So I've got to go through my business and I got to look at, what do I really not need? What is superfluous in my business right now? What am I spending money on that's not bringing me value? And then can I take that money that I'm spending there, can I put it towards something like listings to leads and really just get more out of listings to leads? And the cash conversion cycle on a lot of these leads that we're going to get from listings to leads is going to be a little bit longer, but that's okay because we're going to get today leads as well, people that are ready to buy and sell today. And because we're automating this process, this is the lead source that just keeps on giving. This is the lead source that literally just plugs away every day, whether I think about it or not. It's working in the background. It's making me money in the background. You guys, you have to understand the power of that. This is such a big deal. Scott.
Well, and some of those letters that Angie's sending out you're getting come list me calls.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I am. Yeah, they're raising their hand. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And when you combine that with the calling, right, that Michael was talking about, right, I don't send out mailing if I'm not calling behind it, you're going to get even more. It may not be called a come list me call because you're calling them up, but you're going to get that conversation going. But I'll tell you what, with the AI, the bots, dude, I'm sitting here, I keep looking at my other monitor because I'm watching these conversations flow in. It's ridiculous. I mean, I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 conversations. This morning, I'm in California. This is all California this is a California listing. And I got 6 conversations going here with people. And it is the coolest thing. So our bots, what's really cool about them is there's no setup. So you take the bot, you put it into Facebook, right? It's going to take about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but there's no conversation flow. There's no setup. There's no, I got to map out this and that and do this. And, you know, dude, sometimes I see those setups on those bots and I just, my head explodes, right? I'm like, I'm not smart enough to set up a bot with some of these platforms. With our bot, you just take it, you throw it into Facebook, and I'm telling you, it is so awesome to be able to have, I mean, we're getting leads that are giving us the name, the email, they're telling us what they want, they're telling us the characteristics of the home they want, if they need to sell a home before they buy. It's awesome. Like I said, I got 8:14, 8:02, 6:38, 5:12 a.m., 1:56 a.m., 12:06 a.m. And that's just, and it's not even, it's 8:47 a.m. here in California.
The best part about it is these are conversations that you're having that you don't have to have.
What's really cool about it, I can jump in at any time. So if if I'm sitting here, on my phone, right, and I'm doing something else, and all of a sudden I get a message that someone's talking to my bot, I'm seeing all that via Facebook. If I don't want to talk to them, I don't have to because the bot's doing the whole thing. But if I see something, oh, hey, you know what? That's a great little comment or whatever. I can hop in there and take over the conversation right on my phone
at any time.
Get involved. And it's pretty cool. And you're going to see Angie. You're going to see us start doing a lot more training on that in the next few weeks. Because we've been a little slow on the training on that because we've been trying to just kind of work on it, kind of watch how it's working out. And but man, I'll tell you, it's been a lot of fun the last few weeks watching this. So
here's the part that I love about that is not only does this completely take it so that the agent can focus on actually speaking with people voice to voice and face to face, right? So what's happening is there's three things that you have to do in any business to be successful: lead generation, lead follow-up, lead conversion, right? That's it. That is how you make money, right? It's lead generation, lead follow-up, lead conversion. That's it. That's the only thing that makes you money. If without those three things, you're freaking broke, right? So now what we're doing is we're taking lead generation and we're going to automate as much of that lead generation as humanly possible so we can focus more on lead follow-up. And then over time, as we get really good at the lead generation and we start, and that's automated, then we get really good at lead follow-up, we'll start automating a lot of the lead follow-up as well. And this bot that Scott has given you for free as part of the platform, which everybody else is charging for, he's given it to you for free. And so now we're able to automate as much of that lead follow-up process as possible. Guess what? Now all we got to worry about is lead conversion. This is how you scale a business, you guys. This is exactly how it's done. I'm pleading with you guys, please freaking listen to this. Now, the next thing that I'm going to tell you, and Scott, I don't know if I mentioned this to you or not, but I've already talked to my director of marketing at Club Wealth. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her be in the workshop for the 2 days with you. And by the way, if you guys think that Club Wealth does some decent marketing, guess what? She'll be in the room with you too. And you can learn from her all the cool stuff that she's freaking doing. And she's learning from the best of the best. I'm talking, she's learning from everybody. Ryan Dice, Brendan Bouchard, Russell Brunson, you name it. Like, this gal's got access to people, a list of people that would just blow you away. But I'll tell you this, she's going to be there not to teach, but although she'll help you guys, but what she's there for is she's going to take everything that Scott's talking about and that Angie's talking about, and she's going to implement it on our team in Chicago. And we're literally going to be the guinea pig. We are going to practice what we preach. We are going to do every single thing Scott tells us in those 2 days. We're going to set it all up on autopilot. And I don't care what he tells us to do. I don't care what Angie tells us to do. We're just going to do it. And when it's all said and done, we're going to have that whole freaking thing running like a freaking top. Now, the thing I'm going to need is I'm going to need you guys to send me some freaking agents in Chicago. We need more agents. We got too many leads. All right. So we got some comment from some of our coaches here. I want to, Coach Chandra Etienne, beautiful. If you have not met her, oh my gosh, she missed her calling. She should have been a model, man. Seriously. She looks beautiful. Doesn't she look like a supermodel? I mean, she makes Giselle look like me. You know what I mean? That's bad, right? Like, Chandra, anyway, so I don't mean to go on and on, but Chandra, you really are beautiful. My wife and
she's always on the daily huddle, and she looks great every single morning.
7 o'clock in the morning, every morning. Yeah, I don't know how she wakes up looking good. I don't know what the issue is. Anyway, I'm not afflicted with that, unfortunately. All right, so Coach Chandra says, I'm currently texting with a seller lead during this call, LOL. She came from an L2L just sold post that I boosted for 7 days. Boom! And she's like, OMG, I need that bot. So that's awesome. Get her hooked up. And Coach Chandra, you need to come to Seattle. I want you to come to headquarters. I want you to hang out with us. And I tell you what, Aubrey and Tara have been talking about you so much the last couple of weeks. You need to come and hang out with them. They really want to see you. And so I know Coach Angie would love to hang out with you as well as with Scott. So fantastic stuff. All right, Coach Angie and Scott Pierce, the CEO of Listings to Leads. Do you guys have any other things you'd like to share before we wrap up today?
I want to make some more comments about L2L. I mean, in my opinion, obviously, it's a no-brainer, whether you're in group coaching or a tier 5. The value. Yeah, I forgot we had 7. Woo! Just the value that you get, and the workshop is super important if you're able to, if your schedule allows it, if your finances allow it. Just come, because we didn't even get to There's just so many more components to listings to leads that we didn't even touch on that you'll be able to have access to.
Let me tell you, before Scott jumps in, let me tell you how this workshop's going to work, you guys. When you show up to the workshop, and by the way, there's only 15 seats. So you go to clubwealth.com/L2L workshop. It's pinned in the post here. There's only going to be 15 seats there. And my director of marketing is taking up one of them. So now there's only 14 seats. And let me tell you how it's going to work, though. These Done With You workshops, they're highly organized. So literally every hour we're implementing something new. Every hour we're putting something in place that's going to be automated inside your business that's going to bring more leads in, something that's going to do lead follow-up for you like the bot. All of this is done as part of the workshop. So when you leave the workshop, there's no homework. You don't go back to your office and do something. It's done while you're here. Like, what do you have to lose? I seriously don't understand. When I go talk to marketing here in a few minutes, I better find out that this thing's sold out right when I get off this call, because frankly, you guys, you're crazy if you're not doing this. I don't care what tier you're in. We have tier, Mike and Long is an example, right? What are they, tier 6 now? And they're using it. In fact, they use it throughout their brokerage. They got 500 and some odd agents in their brokerage. They got a bunch of their teams that are using it as well. So you guys, every tier uses this. It's dollar for dollar, best marketing investment on the planet. Scott, go ahead.
Hey, I'm good to go. I'm excited. I think we've got a lot of good content out there. We talked about the letters, we talked about the ads, talked about video a little bit, talked about the bots. And like Angie said, we really haven't touched on a lot of it. So, yeah.
And here's the thing, again, it's going to be segmented out during the workshop. So literally it's going to be, okay, this hour we're going to run seller ads. This hour we're going to run buyer ads. This hour we're going to record your videos. This hour we're going to set up your bot. You guys, it's all going to be done. What's that worth? If all you get is one transaction out of it, what's that worth in your market? And by the way, you're going to get a lot more than one transaction, because we're going to guarantee you 100 leads before you leave the workshop. If you're like the worst closer on the planet, you should get 3 or 4 transactions out of that.
You know what I think we'll be able to make sure that everybody, when they leave, they got it set up to at least get 3 to 4 come listen to me calls 30 days out. So in the next 30 days after they leave, what we'll do is we'll do all the setup, so that over the next 30 days, they get 3 to 4 come listen to me calls, right? Andy? I think we can do that, right? Get them set up, get it out, get it going.
What's a listing worth in your market, you guys? And by the way, it's not just the commission that you make on the listing. A listing should be at least 1.5 to 2 transactions per listing, at least. You start doing the math on that, and forget about the exposure, the branding, the fact that you're getting out there and the other agents are seeing that you've got all the listings. Let me tell you, when I had 750 listings in active and pending status, do you think people knew who we were? Do you think that every agent, buyer, and seller in that marketplace knew who we were? Let me tell you, everyone that was buying, selling, or held a real estate license at that point in time knew who we were. And at some level, they were interacting with us, whether it was as a buyer, as a seller, or as an agent showing one of our listings or engaging with our listings. You guys, this is where it's at. You've heard it said, write this down. You've got a list to last, right? Write that down. There's no better time than right now. In the last 10 years, there has never been a more important time. Mark my words. There's never been a more important time than the next 18 months to be listing houses than right now. And I don't care if it's overpriced. I don't care if it's well priced. I don't care if the seller's crazy. I don't care if the seller's motivated. I don't care what the situation is. Get a freaking sign in the ground.
Yeah.
It's better than in the car, right?
Right? A sign in the yard beats a sign in the car every time. All right, good stuff. Well, guys, we got to jump to our coach's call here next. So I want to just remind everybody, get on the link right now. Seriously, get signed up, you guys. I'm guaranteeing you that you're going to get 100 leads while you're in the workshop, or we'll give you 100% of your money back. And by the way, you're going to get to spend 2 days with me, with Scott, with Coach Angie, with my director of marketing. I mean, dude, if all you got was to spend those 2 days with the 4 of us, dude, what's that worth? It's crazy, insane value. So get signed up for the workshop. Get out here. Come see us. And in the meantime, if you don't already have it, go sign up for listings to leads. Go to clubwealth.com/L2L. Buy listings to leads. We get you a discount on it. It's so cheap that everybody on this call can afford it. Literally, if you're in this business and you can't afford it, you better be on somebody's team. You have no business being a solo agent if you literally can't afford the, under $40 a month that you're going to spend on this thing to grow your business. So that said, Scott, Angie, anything to add before we wrap it up?
Looking forward to seeing everybody in August.
Likewise. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I can't wait myself.
I'm stoked. It's going to be a fun trip. We really do it right. When you come to Seattle for these Done With You workshops, I'm telling you, we're going to dote over you guys hand and foot. You're going to find out what world-class service looks like. And we're going to make sure that everybody has a world-class experience. So I'm stoked. I can't wait to see you guys. So that said, everybody sign up. We'll see you at the Listings to Leads workshop in Seattle. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.